This video lasts as long as it takes to spend $100 in Myanmar, starting with $9.17 for the apartment I'm staying. I'll give you a room tour a bit later. First, you should know a few things about Myanmar and about me so we stay on the same page. Myanmar, formerly known as Burma, is a Southeast Asian country with beautiful nature, unique blend of tradition and spirituality, really great food and friendly people, and very complex history. Myanmar has suffered decades of repressive military rule. Very few foreigners visited Myanmar, and the country was generally unknown to people due to its isolated nature and political situation. That started to change in 2011 when the country began moving towards democracy. Myanmar's future seemed brighter than ever. Millions of foreigners discovered Myanmar, and it could have become another thriving country in Southeast Asia, just like Thailand or Vietnam. It all changed in February 2021.
Myanmar is back in the headlines. The country is in turmoil after the military swept away the government the people voted for.
The military staged a coup, regaining control of the government, reversing years of progress and throwing the country back into disorder. Now Myanmar is in a state of civil war, with the most of action concentrated in the north, northwest and south of the country. A few areas remain relatively safe, including Yangon, the largest city in Myanmar and where I'm visiting this month. While the country is technically open to foreign visitors, I would not recommend traveling here, and I would not have come here myself, but I happened to meet a Burmese friend. Soon our connection became more affectionate and I wanted to see her country. So I arrived to Myanmar knowing that I will not be traveling much across the country. Instead of that, I decided to focus on exploring Yangon city and experiencing everyday life at a slower pace. That's what this video is about. Slow, everyday moments that I experienced over a few days of filming in Yangon. So I'm staying here in the city center of Yangon, and the first step we gotta do today is exchange dollars into local Myanmar kyat. I have no idea how much money we will be getting today because last couple of days the exchange rate is going crazy. The Myanmar currency is losing its value, and every single day the exchange rate is different. Another crazy thing about money in Myanmar, there are 3 different dollar exchange rates. First, there is the government rate, which you will see if you Google dollar to Myanmar kyat rate. It shows 2100 kyat for $1, but that's just a fairy tale, no one actually gets this rate. Then there is the commercial rate used for all kinds of banking transactions. For example, the other day I had to pay 160,000 kyat for my groceries, but I didn't have enough cash, so I paid with my card and I was charged $48, which comes out to 3,300 kyat per $1 US. You will find this rate at official money changers, but you can only sell dollars for local currency, not buy dollars at this rate. And finally, there is the street rate, or black market rate. That is what you might get from small money changers or when exchanging money directly with some shady individuals. And my friend said that somebody who is changing money using not the government rate might get into trouble here, so I'm not gonna film that. But anyway, I gotta get local currency, so let's go discover how much money I'm gonna get for $100 today. Yangon is known for the highest number of colonial period architecture in all Southeast Asia, and I clearly can see why. I walked a lot around downtown and that looked really gorgeous, and at the same time I had a very hard feeling on my heart. All these grand buildings also look very weathered and make me think that Yangon has known better times. Just like this little Yangon hostel that probably was packed with people 10 years ago and now it looks abandoned. I saw a lot of people on the streets, some doing their jobs, some people seeking human kindness, some digging through the trash searching something they might exchange for bits of money, and I did not feel comfortable pointing my camera on people at these moments, but during my months in Yangon I had hundreds of people approaching me and begging for money. Some I helped, but most of them I had to ignore. That is the sad part of life in Myanmar. Money exchange job is done. I got 610,000 Myanmar kyat for $100, which is crazy because just a month ago when I was visiting Yangon in July, the exchange rate was about 4,200 kyat for $1. I don't know what is happening here, but the situation with money is like clearly not good. And let's actually try to understand the value of this money. But first, have a cup of coffee. I'm craving for a cup of hot Americano. I'm first time having a coffee here, and what a nice place with some kinda artistic vibe. Very close to my home, literally 5-minute walk, but I never been here before. I ordered a cup of hot Americano, which might sound weird to have in a hot, really hot day, but I actually like it, somehow helps even in a hot day. I paid 3,700 Myanmar kyat for the cup. It's not the cheapest cup of coffee I had in Myanmar, but it's definitely one of the cheapest ones. Now let's talk about the income of local people. I had a few conversations with my friends, Burmese people, and they said, Niki, if you go to a supermarket or a cafe or coffee shop, you see people working there, most likely they make anything between 300 to 350,000 kyat a month. And then I did some more digging and I found one very interesting document about the increase of minimum wage in Myanmar in August 2024, so it's like very recent. Right now the minimum wage for, let's say, a government factory worker will be 6,800 kyat, not per hour, but per day. With today's exchange rate, it sounds really insane. Also making me kind of guilty having this cup of coffee that costs literally half of the money somebody might make in a day. It is such a nice coffee time, just sitting here, staring into the window and seeing how people pass by, how they look, what they do. It's very, very different to what I get used to see in my hometown. This daily coffee is what keeps me sane. No matter what mess is going on inside my head, it all stops once I take the first sip of Americano, and that is the time when I watch the people around me, do some journaling or check my social media, replying to the messages you guys sent me. Here's a not so fun fact about the internet in Myanmar. It's heavily censored here. No WhatsApp, no Twitter, no Facebook, no Instagram, and of course numerous news platforms are blocked here. Nearly everyone in the country uses various VPNs to stay connected and secured, and I have a great recommendation if you need one too: Proton VPN. I genuinely appreciate this company and their approach. They are not sponsoring this video, however, if you sign up with my link, I'll get an affiliate commission, while the price for you remains the same. Now let's go for some grocery shopping. I called for a taxi, and of course I've got another Toyota Fielder. In my previous video about Myanmar, I mentioned that old Toyota cars, specifically Toyota Fielder and Toyota Probox, are the most common taxi cars in Myanmar. I also said that Toyota is a Korean company and received hundreds of comments saying that it's actually Japanese. Thank you for correcting me. Of course, Toyota is coming from Japan. Thank you. So I just arrived to a huge shopping mall in the downtown area, the Junction City. There is a big supermarket upstairs on the 4th floor, and this place looks like any other modern shopping mall anywhere around Asia. Like, there's a lot of international brands mixed with some local brands that import a lot of Korean or Thai products. A few days ago I came here trying to figure out if the prices for foreign goods are same as abroad or it's cheaper here due to the exchange rate, and the prices here are identical or actually higher to what I could possibly pay for the same things, let's say in Thailand or in any other countries. For example, the prices for iPhones and Samsung phones here are just crazy. I went to the Samsung store and they had all the newest phones, like this Galaxy S24, S24 Plus and S24 Ultra. They also had a quick power blackout, but nothing to worry about. Oh. The real shock came when I saw the price for this S24 Ultra, 9,715,000 kyat for this 512 GB version. If I bought the same phone in the US, I would spend $1,420, but here in Myanmar, even with the best black market rate, that's around $1,600. And if I used my bank card, I'll be charged $2,940. As for the iPhones, the store doesn't even bother printing individual price tags, they just print the updated prices on a single sheet of paper every day. You can pause the video if you want to see the prices for all products on August 17th. Now let's go grocery shopping. This is a nice, huge supermarket. It's about 5 p.m. right now and I see a lot of people coming here for groceries. And since I arrived to Yangon, I've been coming here every couple of days. I could get most of my groceries at local markets too, but local markets here is more like a cultural experience to me rather than a daily life routine. Today, I'm just sticking to my routines. Here's our shopping list for today. Let's go see how much it's gonna cost us. They have a huge section of fresh food here, the vegetables, the fruits over there, all kinds of meat, all kinds of ready food. I think we're done with everything for beef curry. Now let's stock up my fridge with all kinds of snacks, yogurts, drinks, whatever it is. We're staying at my favorite part of the supermarket, the dairy section. And I stayed in Myanmar for a very short time, but I already got my favorite yogurts and a few of other things here. I think we are done here. Now let's go pay for everything that I got here. I have no idea how much it's gonna cost me. Local prices are still very confusing for me, but I would estimate everything maybe around 10 American dollars. Which is about This is my second floor apartment and the entrance is here. Guys, this apartment is absolutely amazing, and the best news is this apartment is mine for the entire month. So let's have a quick room tour. Couch number 1, couch number 2, and a wooden chair with a table between them. Really nice living room area. Projector screens that I use for watching Netflix and YouTube. Really like this thing. A lot of old style furniture all around the apartment that give soul to this place. A big working table, which is a real luxury to me because when I travel, Airbnbs and hotels rarely have a nice working area. This one is great. A simple kitchen with really huge kitchen island, and that is a game changer. When I travel around, I really miss cooking, like the process of cooking and eating your own food. Having a real comfortable kitchen where I can spend time, like just cooking something what I like, is a real luxury to me too, similar to that working table. In this room I do my laundry, and also there is a tiny guest restroom. It's not for tiny guests, it's just a very tiny restroom. And over here is my bedroom. It's sort of a nice looking bedroom. I really like the look of this room, but the mattress is not as comfortable, and also it's leaking when the rain goes really strong. It's one of many tiny discomforts of staying in an old style heritage building. This map is really great decoration for a bedroom, and I keep curtains closed because over here there's literally another building in front. You can even see a little bit of somebody's kitchen over there. On the opposite side, the view isn't much better. Unfortunately, there's a big construction happening. Yeah, on the opposite side there's a big construction happening, and it doesn't make that much noise, but also it doesn't look that great. So there isn't much view from this apartment, that's why I keep the curtains closed nearly all the time. And these electric wires are wild. I literally could touch it if I wanted. I'm not doing that. Now, a few things that are really unique to Myanmar. First of all, my savior, the electric battery. It literally started buzzing right now. Yeah, please buzz more, because it means it is charging and it will work really hard when we will be having electricity outages. It's happening every single day here all around Yangon. For example, in the area I'm staying, we have no electricity from 8 AM to 1 PM or from 1 PM to 5 PM. This is the funniest laundry bin I've seen in my life. Also a little bit creepy. The first time I saw it, I was like, wow, this frog is gonna eat all my dirty clothes now. Good frog. The kitchen stove is running on gas, which is a little bit terrified for me as a Western person. And over here is a bit more info about the apartment. By the time when I was inquiring the price for this apartment, they charged me 1,700,000 Myanmar Jet, which was exactly $650 using the official bank rate. And today the bank exchange rate stays about the same as it was a month ago, but the real exchange rate, the people rate, is kind of skyrocketed. It's gonna be a bit of cooking time, and also I'm expecting a special guest. That's a perfect evening. Some food, a person I like, some Netflix. Ideal.
Okay.
You know, this day is a very typical day in my life. A little slow, maybe uneventful, but full of peaceful joy and small discoveries. Tomorrow, however, will be quite different. I'm starting the day with a little over $81 in my account, but let's subtract 55,000 CHF for today's apartment rental and another 4,000 for a taxi ride to this place. Second day morning, I'm meeting up my friend Jochen, the guy from Austria that showed me around last time I've been to Myanmar. We're having a morning tea in this local neighborhood, probably having some breakfast food too. I think he's sitting over there. Jochen has lived in Myanmar for over a decade, and what he does here is truly amazing. The last time we met, he organized a cycling campaign and raised thousands of dollars for Sonne International. Today, Jochen invited me to experience a more real side of Myanmar. We will visit a local market, take a walk through the slum area, and make a long way to Sonne International Centers, where we will see what they actually do here, helping children from the slums. And we are starting at a Burmese tea house. It is a perfect place for enjoying some Burmese breakfast food with a cup of tea or coffee. Jochen recommended me to try mahinga, fish soup with rice noodles, and I also ordered a strong cup of Burmese tea. So we get number 6 to put on the table, and this place is massive. There are so many guests all over the street. So what I got here is called mohinga. It is basically fish broth with some noodles and these bean fritters, really crunchy things, and some other little things like this onion. It comes together with a tiny bit of this green thingy. Coriander. You know, yeah. I always forget what is that called. Coriander. And it comes with a little bit of coriander. And I also ordered a cup of local milk tea. And you just got something else. What is that?
Ujo. It's a toast bread. It's like kind of French toast, Myanmar version, baked with egg.
Is it soy milk on the toast?
No, it's condensed milk. So really, really tasty.
Over here we have some additional spices like sugar, spicy chili flakes, the lime juice, and also fish sauce. Some more spicy chili flakes and some more chili flakes. What is that? Just regular tea?
Plain tea.
Free tea.
Yeah.
Nice. It's actually a very delicious meal. It is the second time I'm eating mahinga. The first was during my first trip. Absolutely a random local place at a street market, feels more like a street food. This one costs actually double the price and tastes twice as delicious.
Different parts of the country, they have different style mohinga.
Are we having the Yangon style mahinga?
That's the Yangon style probably, yeah.
Yeah, tastes very good. We also got some milk tea, which is a very strong and usually very sweet thing, like strong brew of tea with a generous amount of condensed milk. And specifically asked for not very sweet cup of this tea. Let's give it a try. It's very strong. It's like really strong cup of tea.
You can order it without any milk or anything. It's like super strong. It's like an espresso basically.
That's when I learned there are so many different ways to prepare tea in Myanmar. Think of all the types of espresso drinks. There are even more variations of Burmese tea, each with different proportion of tea, condensed milk and evaporated milk. I absolutely loved it. So what are we doing here? What's the plan?
So now we are here on 49th Street. It's on the edge of downtown. You will see it's very interesting, very nice local neighborhoods, markets, nicer areas, also slum areas.
That is the art of crossing roads in Myanmar. You gotta be careful here, but also there are no motorbikes in Yangon city, which makes it easier to cross.
Minglava, Minglava.
Minglava. Oh, people know you here.
Yeah, I was living for 6 years here on 49th Street. I always came here for grocery shopping.
You know, that is a very hilarious experience of getting through this market and seeing how Jochen is basically being taller than every single person here. And usually I feel like that, but now I feel small. Do you have a nickname, like in Burmese?
Oh, of course. Asheji means the tall guy. No?
Yeah. That tall Austrian guy. Street markets are all around Yangon. No matter where I stay, there's always a small market within walking distance. And we will take a closer look at a huge market later on our way. What you're going to see next is my walk with Jochen, where he shares all kind of interesting little details about life in Yangon. I asked him about lots of random things I noticed along the way, which is something I love learning about foreign countries and cultures. Discovering those small, everyday things that are completely normal here, but don't exist where I grow up.
Local neighborhood pagoda, where the local people go for worshipping and meditation. You also have the proper infrastructure around now, selling the flowers, selling the birds. This plant, it has no other use. They use it for to put to the altar, the Buddha altar. You know, like every house they have like a shrine, so they have the Buddha, and these leaves they stay fresh for super long.
Around the city I see a lot of water bottles like this. Can you explain what is that for?
For the old Myanmar tradition, like you find for the people who pass by, like this usually the owner of the tea shop or the house, and they put these water bottles outside so everyone can help themselves to a cup of water.
So it's for drinking?
For drinking, yeah. Like that's the traditional version, and easier to run like plastic bottle.
And this sign says, please do not park the car, so people can drink here.
Yeah. Let's take water here, and then Myanmar people, they drink without touching the lips. Wonderful. We will enter a completely different world, but it's safe, no worries.
Yeah, this place doesn't look like somewhere I would go myself.
Oh, I can believe it. They closed the gate. There was you could walk through here.
So we initially wanted to go through this door, and it's kind of crazy what they do in Asia with this kind of constructions. They put the sharp glass on top. You found another door.
Yeah, no,
You can step on here
really
and then
bad.
go.
You can have a look. They tore down. There was a big slum area. They tore down everything. Because here, when I was on 49th Street, there was always, you see these kids coming, no, like with the bags. They collecting the empty bottles and cans. So I would always keep all the bottles and cans and give it to the kids. And they actually they live here, no. So I knew them. So I was always welcome when I visited here. So we can come here from the other side.
Yeah.
It was very interesting to see here they're producing charcoal, because all the cooking here, like especially in the villages and in the slums, it's all happening like on the wood fire or a coal fire. So that's very cheap, low quality coal.
People are very friendly and welcoming here. A lot of people say Minglava, hello, and kids having that Tanaka thing on their face. Very cute.
Penene 25 years it took.
25 years.
Limestone, no? Like they use the limestone for the betel nut, no? But all the people are chewing and then spitting the red stuff on the street. Put the leaf, then you put the nut, then you put the limestone, and then you have all kinds of like this is chewing tobacco, and then you also have like anise seeds, or you can make it as you like.
Do you ever have it?
I tried it once, but I was fortunately I was not impressed. Like it's like cigarettes; it also makes you addicted, not like and it ruins your teeth. Same as bad as cigarettes.
Jizaba, bye bye. What is this growing?
That's a betel nut, actually.
That is a betel nut.
Yeah.
That is a betel nut. Interesting. And we are back to big city area again. This lady sells a lot of local things like this Tanaka wood. I already showed it in the last video. Basically, people rub it together with water to produce the paste and put it on the face, cover the face to protect from the sun, from certain illnesses, and also to make it look more beautiful. She also has this kind of beans for sale, very fried, very oily. And there's another very local thing. It is tea leaves, and I tried it a couple of times. It's really, really delicious. There's also a new way of doing Tanaka. That wooden thing is all traditional thing. Looks like a piece of clay, like a tiny brick of clay, but it is Tanaka. These little things that are Tanaka as well. Yeah, what is that?
He told me, he said it's very bitter. I never seen this.
Yeah.
He told me the name of the fruit. I asked, is it sweet or spicy? He said, no, it's very bitter. But it's the same one, a bit bigger. But I have no idea what it is.
Guys, if anybody knows what this is, please comment. Jochen sees it the first time in his life, and obviously I see it the first time in my life. So the pickled lime, pickled fresh mango, pickled mango, like dry mango. But this one is actually not food. Jochen, what is that exactly?
This is a traditional Myanmar shampoo for the Myanmar ladies. They love it. They have all this beautiful black long hair. So it makes the hair very smooth and shiny. So the traditional Myanmar ladies, they will use this shampoo, and it's it's dripping a bit, or is it me?
I will never guess this is a shampoo. It looks like a soup.
Oh, Ayala.
Jochen is very good at flirting with market ladies. Professional. Oh, that is how rice is sold in Myanmar.
All different kind of rice, different qualities, where it comes from. Like this one is Shwebo. Shwebo is near Mandalay.
Is it the eggs sold by single piece?
Yeah, exactly.
One single egg?
One egg, 360 chat.
So this one is 360.
Yeah.
360 for one single egg.
Still very reasonable for foreigners, but for Myanmar people who are in Myanmar chat, everything has become crazy expensive. Like here, the cooking oil, you see they even had to secure it here, so no one will.
Oh yes, so they cannot take it.
Yeah. So it has become really rice, cooking oil, eggs, like the very basics. It has become through the inflation. We had 300% inflation in the last 3 years, so it has become unaffordable. If you earn dollar or euro, Myanmar has become super cheap actually. But if you earn Myanmar chat, life has become unaffordable for many. So that's also a big part of our work at Sonne now, like because the people, they simply cannot buy the food anymore, like the most basic stuff.
There is something special about markets in Asia. The longer I stay in one place, the more familiar I get with the local way of living, and the more I find myself shopping at these markets. It feels good to come back and see vendors actually recognize you. Sometimes the groceries are a lot cheaper here, and sometimes they cost about the same price as in supermarkets, but either way, when you're coming to a local market, you're supporting local people, which is always a nice thing. Today is a hot day, and staying hydrated is important. I grabbed something to drink, and we started our journey to the final destination, Sonne International Centers. We took a boat, and guys, let's take a moment to appreciate the work of these men. He rows the boat all day long, taking people across the river, whether it's hot, sweaty day or pouring rain. I am not sure how much it costs for locals, but we paid 1,000 kyat each for this trip across the river and headed to the bus station.
Jizaba. Thank you. Bye bye. Thank you. Did you see that street barber? Perhaps that's something what I need. See, during the video I touch my hair a lot because they always fall down. I think after this day we're gonna go and visit a barber shop. Gonna cut this down a little bit.
Bus station. 100.
It's actually gonna be the first time I'm taking a bus in Yangon.
buses are usually overcrowded here, so I prefer taking a taxi. But today we are going away from the city and the bus should not be that crowded. It cost me 400 kyat for our trip instead of 25,000 that I would pay for a taxi. And it is fun to learn that the bus is actually an old Korean bus with advertisement and directions still in Korean. Probably Myanmar buys these buses for real cheap, and I've seen hundreds of them around the city.
And that small yellow bus is also a Korean one, Hyundai bus.
"40 minutes later we got off the bus and soon arrived to one of Jochen's centers. Long story short, they run 4 centers in this area of the city, giving a chance to children from the slums. Most of these children bureaucratically don't exist, they don't have any documents, they cannot attend public schools, some of the kids are coming from really troubled families, and some of them are orphans.
So what we do here, we teach non-formal education. We teach the Myanmar school curriculum. Mostly when they come to us, they are 6, 7, 8 years old. Most of them have parents, but family background, often in the slums, like there's a lot of problems with drugs, alcoholism, prostitution, crime. Their parents, they don't have any documents, like they don't have a birth certificate, they don't have a passport, of course. So same for the children. Officially, like these children don't even exist. Some of my colleagues, they're specialized, they deal with the local authorities. So we can help them to get their birth certificate, and then after 1 or 2 years to enroll them into the public government school.
We hung out with children for a bit and I noticed that they all have Tanaka on their faces. Once I mentioned it, there was no way out. I had to paint my face too.
Yeah, apparently in Burmese culture, this Tanaka powder is not only served to protect your face, but also it looks beautiful. Literally, in their culture, I just look a bit more beautiful now.
It is the lunchtime for children now, and I was curious to see what kind of food they get here. Vegetables, soup, fish cake and rice. Simple but healthy and nutritious. A quick prayer before the lunch and the room fell completely silent. We said our goodbyes and Jochen took me to their largest center. On the way, I could not stop thinking that many of these children, they had such adult expressions on their faces. And Jochen shared some of their stories with me, but I'd rather not repeat them here. It is heartbreaking to hear what these children are going through, and I'm glad to see that there are people like Jochen and his team actually making difference and giving these children a real chance for a better future. I'm sure that the children will soon forget me and my awkward dancing, but the impact Jochen and his colleagues are making will stay with them for a lifetime.
Thank you very much for watching the video with Niki and me and visiting Sonne in a virtual way. If you ever make it to Myanmar, you're also very, very welcome to visit us in person in our center. So if you think our work here is support worthy and you want to support us helping the children and people in need in Myanmar, we would much appreciate any support, however small it might be, makes a difference here. And if you have any questions or suggestions, there will be an email address and a contact, so you can contact me anytime, and I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. Thank you so much from Myanmar. Jochen, thank you.
When I met for the first time in July, I just heard about what Jochen is doing here, and today we saw it by our own eyes, and I see this place is actually making a big difference. I want to donate a little bit of money too, so whatever we have left after spending all these $100 in this video is gonna go to Sonne International, along with all revenues that I earned by posting my last YouTube video from Myanmar. I believe it's around $500 more or less. It's getting to rain right now, and I think it's time to go back to the city to the final things that I wanted to do in this video. Cut my hair, because I do like my hairstyle right now, but I want to make it a little bit shorter and also have the experience of what it's like going to a Burmese barbershop. So see you in the downtown. Welcome back to the city center of Yangon. These streets look great. Oh, those dogs don't look as great. Probably have to walk away from their side. You gotta be more cautious about them once the sun getting down.
There's one barbershop just 1 minute away from my home, and apparently that is one of the fanciest barbershops in the city. I chose a regular cut and style for 30,000 kyat and soon met my barber. And I did not expect that he actually can speak good English.
What's your name?
My name is Harry, sir.
Harry.
Harry, yeah.
Harry, nice to meet you.
Yeah, what's your name? Niki?
Niki.
Of course, he asked me where I'm coming from, and once he heard that I'm from Russia, he was really curious to know what's life like there. My most typical answer for that is, living in Russia is interesting. It is a large and very diverse country with great people and corrupted government. And the biggest difference from living in Asia is that Russia has 4 very distinctive seasons of the year. Spring is rainy, summer is really hot, fall is gloomy, and winter is really cold.
Have you ever seen snow?
No. I want to see the snow. In my life, I want to see the snow and jumping from the airplane.
Your dream is to jump with a parachute?
Yeah, also to see the snow. I want to go to the Switzerland. I think it's very expensive country, I know, right, Yeah, I want to go one day.
And then Harry shared that he's having a more actual dream. He wants to bring his younger brother to Yangon and educate him on being a barber so they can work together building their future. And I'm sure that he's going to do that and eventually see snow in Switzerland someday too. That's a good dream.
Harry is amazing. Like, he's never been abroad and yet he can speak real good English, and it was absolutely nice talking to him and hearing about life in Myanmar. And after I talked to Harry, I also thought what it's like being grown up in Myanmar, living here. Life is tough here, and visiting Myanmar is literally the saddest travel experience of my life. I've seen a lot of good, a lot of bad, a lot of terrible things here. I heard even more terrible stories, and yet I saw a lot of bright sides of life here. Like all these people who work for Sonne, taking care of the kids, giving them a chance for the future that they otherwise would never have. And also this Harry who dreams big about visiting Switzerland and dreams even bigger about taking his brother to Yangon, educating him to be a barber and kind of building a life together. And here I am, with no big dream, with no big purpose, just a guy who roams around different countries, seeing what's life like around, and kinda enjoys it.
After Myanmar, I'm heading back to Dalat, my favorite place this year so far. It's going to be a quick stop before starting another journey. Thank you guys for being with me, and special thanks to my Patreon and YouTube members. You are really make a big difference for me. Спасибо and пока.